Good morning, everyone. It's beautiful here. Oh, it's overcast. Still beautiful. We had a bunch of rain, which we needed. But look, you guys, the fall colors are starting to emerge. They go around. There's an elk. Somebody brought that to us. It's beautiful. Oh, let's go all the way around. Or Spazierhof. Oh, I gotta go check on that corn. Grew in there. Look, I don't know if you guys can see that up there. The red. That's beautiful. Fall colors. Let's go see if the piggies are back. They were not around. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, look at this, you guys. Overgrown. I know there's not much corn in there. This is most likely hybrid corn, but it did give us a little something. It grew voluntarily in here. I had to close all this up because door's open though. Because we had something in there. Well, here is one. Hi, piggy, piggy. Hi. Let me come in. Where is Sissy? That's Toot. Where is Sissy, girl? Get these ready. They were not around yesterday for any kind of food. And if they are in here, no eggs here. That's all right. I won't have to worry about anything else getting in there. So it's good for the wintertime, because in the wintertime we do close up the whole barn and they can't get into the barn, the chickens, and they will go into the chicken coop. Yes! Every year I got the 2 eggs out of that one, and there's nothing laying in there now, but I know they're upstairs, so I'll go check up there again. So here it is. Well, the other piggy is. She's usually the one who. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Piggy, 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 piggy. I don't know if you can see that, but we have the upper part and the chicken coop closed up. Come here. Lick the bowl. So that the horses can't get in. They will too. And then they get stuck and you have to try to get it back out, which is not such a big deal once you leave it backwards out. But again, right, trying to avoid injuries and freakouts, and which, these guys are pretty good. But I try to, if I can and know, prevent any kind of problems with any of our animals, which this is too. I gotta tighten this up. We don't need the water bowls right now. Well, I use it for the old boy over there. He always gets it. So try to prep for what I know has in the past caused the problem, could have been a problem, so one takes precautions. Oh, what you do with your bow? Huh? Also, we used to go through buckets, both. We even had in each of the corners in the stall, we had a place, right, made of wood, where you could just put the feet in, but over time, they chewed holes in them and stuff like that. Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry, Bob. Oh, what a tease. Oh, I'm sorry. And, yeah, it's unbelievable what they could do with their hooves. You would think they wouldn't mess with the bows, but they do. Hey. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. I kind of deserve that, don't I? Look at you, all hacked up in here. Let me see, is your bowl clean? There. So we ended up finding that you learn as you go, right? Before we moved here 20 years, just about next year, 20 years, 19 years ago, I didn't know much about keeping horses, right? How difficult could it be? If you got a good barn like this, right? We lived in here too for a while we were building our home. Hey, Gus! Yeah, well. So, we ended up finding these rubber made out of tires, old tire bolts. Cheep, 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 cheep. Come on, girl. And boys. And they have lasted, I'd say we got those about 12, 15 years ago. And never had to buy any more. Also because I fixed them. You can fix them. As long as there's no water in it, just feed, right? Feed doesn't leak out. If you fix up a seam that tore, that's water does. Found out too that it is better for horses to actually eat right off the ground. It's better for their teeth. So sometimes things happen. Yeah, oh yeah, those corner, feeding things look nice. Oh, so professional, but it wasn't what they needed. They disintegrated per se, and in a way, then, okay, this is better for them anyway. The bowl on the ground, eating from the ground, right? Yes, yeah. Hey, you learn as you go, right? Yes, yeah. Should be kind of the same thing in our lives otherwise as well, right? I just watched a really neat, gotta put some hay out. It rained, but it's not raining now. It's, I don't think it will rain more. So I'm gonna put a little bit out. I think I need a little more today. must be old. Back in here somehow. She was waiting patiently for water. What was I saying? I saw I have to subscribe. I can't remember now the name of them. Well, anyway. We come across things that then in a way we support each other. Right? Doesn't mean, oh, everybody now has got to, right? I came across that for a certain reason to share. And it was a father and a son. Father didn't look all that old. Son didn't look all that old, but they were both adults. And they were kind of just talking about situations going on all around the world when it comes to increase this, increase that, and on how they prepped at their home. And both very knowledgeable. The one thing about it is it's not necessarily on how they prepped and are kind of alerting people, say, look, this is maybe something you would like to do it sooner rather than later. For example, have an alternative heat source. And if you do have that, make sure that you have the material that you need, like wood or coal, to heat your home. Right? Yes. Because, huh? What? What is that? What are you saying? So, the one thing about this video that struck me right from the beginning, more than anything else, because I've already talked about, hey guys, there are some simple ways to make sure you will survive without having to go out there suddenly and start stealing other people's stuff. Or even have to be the victim of such said people. Thieves. What struck me in that video more than anything else that I saw and had to subscribe is the unity between father and son. You ready? Come on, hee-haw. There's plenty out there right now. Come on. He says, yeah, gotcha. You ready? The unity that they shared in their quest as father and son. Lovely. Wonderful. And it wasn't just, you could tell the son enjoyed just as much being there, educating people, alerting people, being knowledgeable about what they were talking about as the father did. And wasn't just talking either. You could tell from the way he was sharing, the son, on how he was very much involved on getting things done where they lived, including guiding his brothers. Oh, wonderful. Oh, wait a minute. I still got one. That is what really touched my heart. That was where I'd say, wow, this is right there, the next step for parents and children to find back to common ground for the survival of the family. Wonderful. I love it. It was the best thing I saw in a long, long time. We're informed, and in our channel this morning, we're supporting another channel of a lady in Europe saying, this is what's going on here. And again, too, on how people are trying to be able to still function in a way where you're not going to be freezing suddenly in the wintertime. That the alert is out there. Do not fool yourself. If you're just are going to put your dependency on what there has been. So, and again, they're not doomsday people, okay? They're just, hey, look, obviously we can tell things are happening out there, and we're going to be on the short end of the straw, the stick. We're the ones going to not have our homes heated, food in the house, or this or that. So prepare a little bit. Make sure you got something alternative, or get together with another family and say, hey, if it gets really bad, we'll either go to one or the other home, right, where we're going to set it up together and share the cost for it, and then spend some time together until the weather gets a little warm. Okay, just saying. So they're not doomsayers. They're not, oh, things are so bad out there. They see the reality of what is happening. And say, okay, what are you going to do? You're going to have to change a little bit. You're going to have to change a little bit, and sooner is better than later, right? Yes? Yeah. Not to be out there causing a whole bunch of hullabaloo, this, that. Not be out there being angry and hateful and, think that that's going to change something. You make that change within your own surroundings, right? Yes? Yeah. And as I said, to see and how this time, right, and this particular father and son relationship, and how they are willing to give to the people out there, then support across the ocean, on another continent, someone who's trying to do the same thing. Hello, people. Isn't that right there? Isn't that right there? It. I might not be able to send wood over to Europe, okay? But my support for, hey, it can't be done. And to support the people who are trying there to say, hey, watch out. Then make a change to, okay, how are you going to survive this winter? Right? Yes? Okay. And, of course, please do inform yourself, right? We all know to take a grill into the house and start making a fire, you're not going to be it. Right. And so there it is. Had to mention that. Then I saw another one, just going to mention that real quickly, and it was about a display somewhere, can't remember now, where everybody was fine and on board with it, and the display of Halloween on that particular house was so amazing and great. And I couldn't find anything that to say, that's super scary, why are you doing that to children? It wasn't like that. But it created, and that's what most people disregarded, of the one complaint. Then eventually, though, the neighbor did say yes first, but then what happened afterwards, it wasn't just on the internet, the people would flock there, so many, okay, I don't know, hundreds, thousands, flocked to this neighborhood that one neighbor got concerned. Not because of the display, because of what the display brought into their neighborhood, and had concerns. Oh, she was called, or that neighbor, I don't know if it was a her or a him, was called and they had to close it down. Just for starters to see, okay, is this complaint, is this concern valid? When it comes to that neighborhood that had families, children, okay, it didn't look like it was a super fancy neighborhood, okay, kind of middle class. So, okay. And they're going to try to reopen it. Okay? But is the one neighbor who said first, yeah, sure, they did ask it, and then goes, whoa, wait a minute, the influx of people suddenly into our neighborhood who don't belong here even though they're saying they're coming in to just look at that, was so great that it became uncomfortable. Why? Why do you think that is? Why do you think? And it was mentioned. Well, the concern was that suddenly there would be people there being able to check out the neighborhood, and maybe robberies would be encouraged in that way. Oh, why? Okay, people, what times are we living in? How desperate are people out there? Oh, what's their behavior lately? Oh. So again, here someone says, well, yeah, it was fine, but I didn't realize it was going to cause this kind of hullabaloo in our neighborhood with that kind of traffic, which no doubt wasn't controlled or anything, right? And suddenly there was this concern of privacy. Not just that, who's actually all here making use of this? It's a valid concern. And yet it was looked at as, complaining neighbor, there's always one. No, there's a Karen. No, there's a this, there's a that. Really? That's a bit ignorant in my opinion. I don't live there. I do not live there. And, but there is someone that kind of looks out for the neighborhood. And that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. Right? And, they kind of never showed, they always showed it only when there were kind of no people there, which also I thought odd, because they very clearly said there were a lot of people coming there. It never showed a picture of that. I found that interesting. Why not? Why don't you show how many people actually are going through that street because of that great display, which I thought was great too. Yes, see, okay, I'm just saying, does this neighbor have a valid concern? It's not just a complaint, because that neighbor was for the display beforehand. A valid concern, and should all of the people in the neighborhood sharing that concern with that family should, who's done the display, kind of say, oh, okay, yeah, we did. This was way bigger than we thought this was going to be, right? And if they did know beforehand, then they should have said, okay, this isn't just about the display. We're going to have a lot of traffic come through here. Is there something we need to do where this stays comfortable for everyone? You see? You don't own your neighborhood. You own your home, your plot right there, but you don't own the whole neighborhood when you do things like that. So is it really that one neighbor who suddenly said, whoa, wait a second, this is way bigger than we weren't told this was going to be this big. Maybe nobody knew. And now it's just about the complaining neighbor. And and this, disregarding the rest of it. You never know. That neighbor may have just saved one or two children, at least one, on that block. That, due to the fact that it is closed down right now, and the concern for who's going in and out of this neighborhood right now, but due to the fact that this display may be using it for something else, may just have saved the life of a child. Yes? From getting kidnapped, abducted? You don't know that, do you? Just may have. So let's not be so quick to judge a situation that, in my opinion, did deserve some concern. And a little bit more, okay, how are we going to do this? And maybe the city should set up some roadblocks, or at least have some police present to just whoever comes there, let them know this is a bit more of a controlled environment than just coming here and having a look at something that some others, this day and age, may take advantage of and cause great harm to another family in that block. Right? Yes? It's called working together. Rather than just, Anywho, I had my say here. I was immediately, when I heard the whole story, and I have to say it, the news station who put that out, it was pretty balanced, yeah. But in the comments, you're gonna have to say, "Whoa, people, really? You're missing a little bit of a point here, where when you have something like this happening in your neighborhood, there's got to go some preparation with it when it comes to the safety of everybody in there as well. Don't you think? I think." So there it is. That's what I wanted to share today, right? And they're laying eggs. They're going to be making all kinds of noise now. So I'm going to go and finish up the porn. God's love and blessings always. Now we'll talk to y'all another time.